of appeasing African Americans constituents because he has not lived up to the promise that we were holding for him. Now, I've said it on your show many times before. Whenever I see something happen with any other cultural group, any other diverse group, minority, it's expedient. Things happen in lightning quick, fast with bipartisan support. They met things out for African Americans in drips and drops. And you think about before the election, he wouldn't be there if it wasn't for the mobilization of African American people. So my thing, to me, this is my personal feeling. This is another, give him something to play with. Let's give him something to play with, and that ought to hold him for a little while. Damn a Juneteenth day. What happened to reparations? What happened to police reform? What happened to real change? Because giving me a day off that really doesn't take effect to next year, your ass might be dead. So,
what's up, Hope? Would you say, amen? We must get busy in the market. The harvest is plenty, and the laborers are few. Well, they're gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot more laborers this weekend because they're getting rid of that unemployment extra money. So, so all right, Noble. June, I kind of already know where you finna be at, but I have to ask anyway, sir.
So,
I mean,
all right. So I don't understand why we getting happy about about Juneteenth when clearly slaves were freed decades or like almost 200 years before.
2 years prior. 2
years prior to this, and we getting happy about a holiday that or a federal a day off or what? Like, what are we?
I mean, it's better late than never was a day.
No, I think
hey,
like, I can't really say better late than never because did they really want it took too long for it to happen. And then, I've seen some flags and everything about Juneteenth, and they got the African colors and everything. That's all great and dandy, but I just don't know how I feel about a person of a brighter complexion saying Happy Juneteenth to me because I might just slap you in the mouth.
Okay. So that is weird, right? I did see a man say that. Yeah.
I think it's another way to find a underlying way to call me the N-word without calling me the N-word. And I can't get happy about it.
Charles
Mo. What's up, Charles? With me being of Haitian, being of Haitian descent, that ain't really even. Yes, it's a great thing for African Americans and everything. Well, Africans who were freed or whatever, but why are you getting happy over something that was 2 years ago? That was 2 years prior.
All right, so Ken. So I'm gonna put this on y'all mind before I let Ken go. So with that being said, is it appropriate for black people to wish white people happy Juneteenth? I don't. What's up, Falk? Good to see you, man.
What's up, Lamar? What's up, brother?
What's up, Falk?
Okay. I'm just saying, all right, Ken. What you think, man? Juneteenth. It's just
I want to preface this by saying I feel good about it because I would say this for our ancestors. Those that passed on before us, that their blood is in this country, in these streets. I feel good about it for them. Now, for me, I just think it's a pacifier. It's a symbolic gesture to pacify us, to distract us from what we really want. Is we want some reform. We want some of this police reform. We want some of this other stuff. It's all well and good that Uncle Joe, signed that. That's all well and good, but it's a distraction. Don't get distracted by this. Let's go and keep it funky. As black folks, we gonna celebrate Juneteenth regardless if it's a national holiday or not.
That's
we don't care. That doesn't matter to us one way or another. My thing is, let's get down to business about protecting black folks and giving us what we are. We want our 40 acres and a mule, and then some. Let's talk
Right.
about this reparations. Let's talk
Yep.
about. It's funny how you guys can get together on this type of bill and come together this fast and sign it and make it a law. But we can't get y'all to come together on reparations on police reform against
Yeah.
people of color. Come on, like I say,
Right.
I feel good about it for my ancestors, for them, but for
Yeah.
us, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So let's walk through this. I'll tell you, I see what you're saying, and somebody did ask for this. Opal asked for this. So, but this is the thing. Y'all remember when you was looking at textbooks? You know, you have them, and then you go to the back of the book. They got some answers to like the odd questions. Maybe it was the even numbers. I don't remember. But they would give you the answers to some of the questions.
Mhm.
I actually looked in the back of the book on this right here, and this is what I'm seeing about all of this. Number one, half of these people in that doggone Capitol don't even believe that this country did something wrong. Number one.
Right.
But then the other half then wants to acknowledge that, yeah, we did do something wrong by giving us this holiday. We say, don't give us a holiday just so you can commercialize and capitalize on it where they ain't lynch. Okay, I'm with you.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm with you,
Right.
Shante.
That is Steven. Yes, 40. That's it. I'm with y'all. So he said, right. So here it is. Like they acknowledge it, but for what? Like, do y'all know that Martin Luther King only was given a holiday in the 80s?
Yeah, it's 84.
They ain't even want to give it out there, like
So this is my thing. I mean, as much as I appreciate the gesture, like this is what I said last week. I'm not proud of this country, but I'm proud of us. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm proud of us, because we are the only people. This is really finna blow some minds right here. We are the only people that actually were born in this country. What I mean by that, like we were actually from African descent because our ancestors came over from Africa, right? But we were the only people that were, if for lack of a better term, this test subject of, colonizing us into this American country that used to belong to Indians, and all of a sudden now we're here, but we're hated for being here. But then now, like everybody's saying, well, hey, we're moving forward. We're making progress. To who? Like
what progress are you talking about? What progress are you talking about?
Right, and this is my thing. If I ask for something from the store, don't bring me what I didn't ask for. Right? That's this whole thing, right? And again, I hear them, right? They're saying, man, y'all ain't, nothing ever make y'all happy. That's a lie. What makes us happy is what we want. So, and I'm gonna tell you something, Ken. You put something out there the other day about the doggone Juneteenth, and you brought up, what's up, DJ? You said we'll always complain. Yeah, we'll complain about not getting recognition. Then when we get it, it's not good enough. Let's make up our minds. Okay, so see, did I hear him? I heard him while he was typing. I said that. Yep. So I hear you, but the problem is everybody's not asking for the same thing, DJ. And then the second problem is that they're picking and choosing who they want to respond to, right? Mm-hmm. So for instance, where you have a DC Act, right? From Henry Wilson, he was a senator. Like he gave these slave owners $300 per slave in DC. Did y'all know that? That was an act. That was a bill that was passed in Congress that gave slave owners money for losing their slaves. Some people had over 2,000 slaves and got $300 per slave. Y'all do the math on that. But but everybody's tripping about us complaining. So I'm not complaining. I just want to continue the pressure, right? Yeah. Y'all know how it is in basketball. When you go full court press, that makes them have to do more, because you keep in mind, DJ, half of these people, this was a unanimous decision waiting on Ron Johnson. I think that's what we were waiting on to make this go down, right? But then it was a unanimous decision, but yet and still half of these people still think that there's nothing wrong. Oh, you say, oh, I don't
Oh,
disagree.
oh,
I
you
was
just
just
playing.
playing
Oh,
devil.
okay, okay.
Oh,
I'm glad
Keanu.
you clarified that. Okay.
All right, Keanu.
All
I
right.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, Black.
He was about to
Look
get
out
in
here.
trouble.
Well,
Right.
but I want to comment on DJ's comment. He does have a valid point. You know, in so many ways, you know, I hate to say this, and I'll be the one to say it. And I'm not saying this as a devil's advocate. I'm saying it because I believe in it. We do complain too goddamn much, you know, without action as a people. I'm gonna keep it
without
funky
action.
with
I heard you when you say without
I'm
action.
gonna keep it funky with you. I come from Harlem, New York. And I grew up in Harlem, New York at a time when it was slums. White people didn't come above 96th Street. Well, now it's more white people
At
living in
all.
Harlem than black people. Gentrification is taking over. Right. And you say, well, why do I bring that up? I grew up at a time when African Americans complained about wanting to own things and to do this and this and that. Well, when the opportunity was there, they didn't take advantage of it. So we did sit around and watch other minorities, racist cultures come in, sweep up the real estate, things of that nature. And our people in some ways are notorious for that. So he does have a point in that sense that sometimes enough is never enough. That's why I said on the show last week about being, you know, strangers in our own home. Now, I can only speak for me individually. That's why for me, if it's a federal holiday, great. I'll take off and put my feet up and have a drink and do what I normally do because I don't put a whole lot of impetus in it, but I'm fair all across the board. The same way I like what you said, Kenny, from an ancestral point of view, it maybe have some meaning. For me in 2021, I personally don't give a damn about Juneteenth Day, Holocaust Day, Hanukkah Day, and no other kind of day. When it's a day off for me, I do the same thing. So you're not going to force me to accept other cultures' day either. So don't make me swallow the blue pill. Don't make me swallow. I just, for my own self, I'm not asking them for anything, you know. So I live my life by a certain standard and a certain code that for me, I'm not asking you for anything. So that's why even on my job, I don't tout that this and that. I just want to do my job. I don't want to know you. You don't have to know me. Pay me what I'm worth, and we good.
Okay.
I mean, is it really complaining, or is it really us just wanting to be heard and want the same thing on the same playing field? I mean, I don't think it's complaining. So I think you could say that protesting is complaining if you really want to keep it funky. I mean, if you know, would you consider that complaining, or would you consider that?
No. Protesting, no.
I mean, you could kind of say that.
I'm talking about the people without action.
Oh, okay.
So you hate the people that don't vote and then complain.
But I'm just saying, and I get what you're saying, Brother Black. But I'm just saying, I don't think what we're saying a lot of times we're not complaining. We just want equal opportunity. We want equity. We want you to do the thing. If you can make Juneteenth a federal holiday, we want you to take that same action and make police brutality and defund and whatever do the same thing. That's all we're saying.
I'm agreeing with that.
If that's complaining, then call me a complainer. I'm gonna complain my ass off.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. DJ, I'm with you. It is a marathon. So I just want to.
And for every one of you that are willing to put the action behind his words, how many others out there that do nothing? Because for me, we can't affect change until we attack those same issues in our own community. That was the message Martin made. That was the message Malcolm made. Before we start asking for other people to do for us, we got to do for ourselves.
We got to do for ourselves. I agree.
Well,
I'm 100% on that, brother.
Malcolm said that, you know, we're a peaceful people. You know, we're not a people that, you know, wants to promote violence or anything like that. But, you know, if you mess with us, you know, we won't retaliate back. So
yeah,
I mean,
so yeah, I will say this to Stephen Jackson's point of view. I don't know about that, man, because here I don't believe racism. I don't believe racism is the biggest problem for us. It's capitalism, and so if it ain't about racism, it's gonna be about who got more money than somebody else. It's gonna always be something. So I don't know if that's the cure all. And what's up, Tam? So I want to say this to Black. Hey, man,
Steven, what's up, bro?
Is it okay if we wish you happy birthday at least?
Who, me?
To who?
So you say I don't celebrate. No, I was just making sure we can say happy birthday when it comes.
Oh
around.
no! Look, absolutely, absolutely.
I'm just
Now,
making it up, man.
He did say
Yeah.
you know
It's just
Yeah.
another day.
Okay,
It's-
so
let
another
me
day.
add one last point
Okay.
to Stephen
yeah.
Jackson's point.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle did a famous skit on his show, The Chappelle Show, where he did a skit where what if reparations really did happen,
Right.
and
Yeah, that's
overnight
right.
black people
Yeah.
was rich. So to your
Right.
point, Stephen,
Yeah.
do you truly believe that if they tomorrow handed us our 40 acres? I don't have as much faith, my brother, as you do. I think you'll see a hell of a lot of Cadillacs, BMWs. We will be making a whole lot of other people rich.
You gonna see
Screaming in the camo, we
cigarette
rich.
trucks,
grills.
Yeah.
Let's keep it
You
funky.
know,
Let's keep it real.
everything.
Yeah, y'all listen. Y'all know what that $1,500 did to everybody. So
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes,
let's
sir.
just
But
not
I still,
forget.
but I still love my people.
Yeah.
no.
No.
No,
But
I
when
got
some
to.
of us,
I got to. I love
you
them.
got to lead them. Sometimes you got to lead them, though.
There you
feel
go.
me?
And that's beautiful. I can't wait to talk about something in the show a little later. But it's going to open up some eyes for some beauty in this moment. But let's keep it going. What we got next, man? Say what y'all been mentally brainwashed if you think so poorly of blacks. Well, I at this point, and I appreciate that statement because that's what we do, right? We talk intellectually, and nobody doesn't have anything dumb to say unless I call it. So, but yes, I'm just playing.
Equity is, and Tam, I agree. Equity is the great equalizer.
But I want Tam. Tam, the biggest thing is we won't. No one knows who's right until we get there, and I think that's the moment we're all hoping for. Like, I don't want to not get there just so that we don't. I like to get there so we can find out.
Yeah,
and and again, like I say, I'm only wrong till I'm right. You know what I'm saying? And so that's just how I look at it. Everybody think I'm wrong until I'm right. So, all right, Department of Education cancels student debt. This is what I love about this country because this looks great, right? Joe Biden was all gung ho about making sure he took care of the debt for the people with all this school debt, loan debt. Y'all know what y'all doing. Go watch my last Tam Talks for more insight. Oh, look at a plugin. All right,
yes. Shameless plug, Tam.
Yes, man.
But we gonna watch
that,
it though.
Right,
We're gonna watch it. I'm definitely gonna watch it.
So watch this, y'all. Joe had us thinking he was going to cancel all the student loan debt, right? Got a few more votes on that. But and I think Lee can speak to this because this is down his wheelhouse. But y'all know what the okie doke was? This joker canceled the debt for the college. I mean, the people. I ain't want to call them college people. The people that went to ITT Tech. Y'all remember that commercial where they was doing fixing cars?
Ain't that Romeo? Didn't he do? Oh no, that's another.
No. I work. I work for.
I thought that was Romeo. Did a little plug for them.
They paid you very well.
They paid me. They paid very well.
That's right. Okay. And they did the horrible. Yes, thank you. There you go. See, I appreciate that. And I read it before you gave it to that.
Hey, plug it in. Plug it in.
So Black. In 1 minute or less, what was ITT for real? Let's get that behind the scenes right quick because I got my thoughts. But
okay, so let me say this: out of all the proprietary schools, it was the best. Let's be clear.
Wow.
Now it was a leech and a fleecer of minorities. That's why they put it there. For-profit colleges are built to fleece African American minority communities because these are schools where you don't have to worry about SAT scores, ACT scores. And so, but now having said that, it did give students, it's past tense, student an opportunity to get a degree in a field that was in demand. The problem was what they were charging. See, that's the key. So it's no coincidence that he only forgave the debt of a for-profit college that is now defunct.
Right.
It no longer exists. So when I said at the very first topic, these are empty gestures. See, here's what you guys need to know. I work for-profit. Democratic governments are against for-profit colleges. Donald Trump, whatever he is, he makes me money. Republican governments, they are for-profit colleges. So this is an empty gesture that you're going to wipe away the debt for a college that hasn't been in existence for over 3 years. Think about that. It's an empty gesture.
Well, let's talk about why they said they did it. So the department said that our actions today will give thousands of borrowers a fresh start and the relief they deserved after ITT repeatedly lied to them. It says Education Secretary Miguel Cardona said in a statement, today's actions is part of the Biden-Harris administration's continued commitment to stand up for borrowers. Well, I'm with DJ. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac still asking for theirs. When no, Sally Mae and Sally, is it
Sally
Mae?
Mae. Sally Mae.
Sally Mae.
Sally
Yeah,
Mae.
okay, Sally. Yeah. It says where it says stand up for borrowers when their institutions take advantage of them. Many of these borrowers have waited a long time for relief, and we need to work swiftly to render decisions for those whose claims are still pending.
It's a joke.
Okay. All right. I'm with you.
It's a joke.
Only thing I can do is just laugh. I just scoff at this because this is a tormented way of slapping black people in the face. Yes, I mean people that didn't have SAT scores or didn't want to graduate high school top of their class, whatever. They go to ITT to learn a trade. Great, all right. But again, to only relieve student loan debt for that, and I get it, that college went defunct, but ain't nobody tell your behind to go to freaking ITT Tech. Ain't nobody tell you
it was a good school. Let's not.
I get it, but we all
yeah. DeVry fight you over that one. DeVry gonna fight.
And DeVry was a good school, so I don't want the message to get twisted that they weren't teaching you anything. It's what they charge. You take a state-run school, for example. Let's say if you went to a little local town and you went to a community college and your tuition was, let's say, $40,000. At a proprietary college, it's going to be $70,000. And ITT specialized on military personnel. 50% of their students was military personnel, so that's money that nobody's messing with. You know what I'm saying? So that was a bulk of it. So that's the thing. My degrees right now that I hold a master's degree from a proprietary college. It absolutely opened doors for me. Now it's the most expensive piece of paper that I own on this damn wall. Now the beauty of it is I ain't giving you shit.
I can't really agree with that because just because you go to a proprietary school, Ivy League school, you get in the door regardless if you get in the door, or you should get in the door in spite of what school you actually attended. Now, yes, does it hold more weight? No, because I have to disagree because I got in the door. And I graduated from 2 HBCUs.
A degree gives you an invitation to the dance. So you're right in the sense that you still got to prove yourself. But if you can't even get inside the dance, you have no shot whatsoever. So when you're on that job or looking for a job application and it says the very first thing required is a college degree, a degree gives you an invitation to the dance.
But see, what I'm saying is, a degree gives you an invitation to the dance, but it doesn't necessarily determine, the substance of that dance that we're on
agreement. We're in agreement with that because you can be from Harvard and play around,
right?
But let's not kid ourselves. The moment you attach Harvard to your name, you got the invitation to the dance, no matter what.
To the dance, yeah. Right,
okay.
Right.
Let's not pretend it doesn't hold weight.
All right. Hold on. I see an agree to disagree moment here. So I feel both sides of the moment, but
we actually agreeing.
No, you are. But and it's just small deviances of our stance on this. But shout out to everybody. Listen, that got that little bag for the laptop that y'all got from Dale, that refurbished boy, because I think that's what y'all got. I think that's what y'all got to do, refurbished boys, right? So I agree with you. I think there's a whole different level of game that's played because even when they were opening up these schools, like you said, it was for profit, but at the same time, even when you go to your job, it wasn't that people were still looking at what kind of degrees you got. I don't think they do it now because online school. I mean, somebody mama can make somebody graduate from a college now, and you can just be dumb as dirt.
You can be dumb as two rocks on the backside of a bush.
Yep. So listen, if you went to a 4-year or you went to a university, sorry, Joe ain't giving you nothing. Like I said, just do the best you can. If I ain't been paying it for the last 4 years, wait 3 more, it'll be gone off your record anyway. Just don't pay it. Don't pay it.
In his campaign, he ran on this. We're gonna do this cancel student debt and this and that. And then he backed by 50,000. Then he backed off of that. It's we can only do 10,000.
Bernie Sanders.
That's it.
I'm telling you guys, y'all better stop believing in these politicians.
Yeah. I think Bernie would have did it.
I never believed President Biden was going to do that anyway.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Me neither.
It just sounds good.
Dwayne.
Yeah. So okay, man.
It read well.
Yep.
All right, sounds good. Okay, here we are. Sha'Carri Richardson. Listen, Oak Cliff's own, right? No, she went to Carter. Yeah, Carter.
She went to Carter. Dallas Carter.
Yeah.
Carter.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Listen,
that's a bad young lady.
There she is. Listen,
I mean,
we were looking at FloJo. Now, hold on, don't talk about them nails because FloJo had them first.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, she dope.
And that hair, my wife had to point that out to me that that was a quick weave. I said, okay.
Hey.
But you know what? That's the truth about. This is why I love. This is the reason why I want to talk about her. Number one, I want to give her applause, ma'am. Congratulations, because you killing the game. I mean, the hardest
10-6.
Yeah, the hardest the hardest sport to ever do mentally is really for me is track, man. Because listen, once you start giving up, like I don't understand why Gatton was still running. I was like, man, ain't you like 40? Right?
He's up there. Yeah.
Gatlin, what's his name? Justin Gatlin was still running. I was like, man, what you running for still? Yeah, but he pulled up on that last one. I said, yeah, Doc. So listen, this is why I want to talk about this young lady, because number one, I want to say this: like, she is to become a Olympian. Like, you have to be a fine chiseled machine. Number one, like, but what she does not take away from is her authenticity of coming from the hood. And what was really interesting to me is nobody in the world cares about what she looked like, how she act like, as long as she's running for this country. But had she been doing anything else besides winning, going to the Olympics in Tokyo to win a gold medal, everybody and their mama talk about her.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I love the fact that she was who she was on that camera. I love the fact the way she screamed and hollered, like she ran up there to her grandmama. But this is what it really got me, bro. Like, she told the camera that y'all don't know what I go through. You know what I'm saying? And that her mama, her biological mama, just died last week, right before she ran.
She died the day before the race. I think it was. I think it was the day
No,
before.
she said last week. No, she said last week.
Oh, I must have heard it wrong then when I heard it.
She said last week. Yeah.
And this is what I wanted to bring up, because when we were talking about it with Lee about this country, like the reality of who she is, that's who I'm proud of, right? Because no matter what this country tried to do to us, the fact that you can persevere, and I understand Lee's point about not caring about Juneteenth or whatever. Sha'Carri, she making her own way, but she's not acting like she don't know where she came from.
Right.
And I appreciate that. Right. And that's what I celebrate. Although I may not be proud of where we are as a country, I'm proud of what we have picked up and have allowed those lemons to become lemonade. And now, regardless, you can hate me tomorrow, but I am who I am. And she made sure that camera knew that she's not here to be cute and to be nuts. She's here to be Oak Cliff's finest, Carter Cowboy finest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Ken, what y'all think about this young lady, man? She is a black queen.
You know how I feel about that young sister. She's dope. She's, considering, like she said, you never know what these athletes are going through. She was running off of emotion, finding out her biological mother had passed last week, and people didn't know that. And then being her grandmother being her rock, and she runs up in the stands and she breaks down like a little. She's 21 years old, but if you saw that, I don't know if you guys saw the video.
Yeah.
After she won, she run up in the stands and she was in her grandmother's bosom like she was like 4 years old. You feel
Yeah.
me?
And
So that's just the awesomeness of our people, of our resilience. And my thing is, I always say about this country, as Black folks, we have a dysfunctional relationship with America, because you know what? We sometimes love our country, and then they don't love this country. A lot of times don't love us back. So
That's
we've
right.
always been in a dysfunctional relationship with this country. So my hat's off to this young sister, and she's bad, and we're gonna be standing behind her and root for her 110%. Bring that gold back.
And before I go to Black, I want to say this: her story is a dime a dozen. That's what 8/10 of every young lady, every young man who's they're gonna struggle. This is my thing. What you see, put that picture back up so I can make this comment, because I appreciate what Valerie said. We need to remember that right there is the truth about America. What you dislike about us, and then what you want us to be for you. That's what that is. That's who she is. And that's what I'm proud of. The fact that she's not going to let y'all commercialize her. She's going to put them nails on. She's going to make sure she go get them toes done. And she's going to go get that quick. She's going to go do everything she got to do, because when she leave Oregon, she's going back to Dallas, and she's going to go hang out at the corner right there by the laundromat. I mean, Black, ain't this the product of what they've tried to make us?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So look, I am proud of her story. But I like where one of the points you made. You said the story's a dime a dozen. She broke through.
Right.
She's an Olympian. But you know what? In our neighborhood, in our hoods, all around the country, there's Black people are the most talented people on the face of this planet. So I love that her story, she was able to break through despite the odds, and she's authentically herself. Now, for me, I look at the sport from a different perspective. I'm a chauvinist. I'm an admitted chauvinist. I love everything about that ghetto chick. Her nails,
the
way she speaks, she talks.
I was corrected. That's not a quick weave. It's a lace front. My bad.
It's a lace front. Okay.
Lace front.
Okay. See, there we go.
Shout out to the real man who don't know.
I don't know the difference either.
Tell him again.
It was a lace front. It was a lace front.
I don't know the difference either. And I've sworn off them things because they get me in trouble. Prior to her winning that race, you probably could have got that snatch for a box of chicken.
All right.
And some Hennessy. And now that she won, her price done went up. Go ahead, baby girl.
Oh, please, man. Noble. I'm just saying, man. This is what I'm getting at. I think for me to see her, that's, and I know a lot of us from our culture, we want to move past that. But nah, man, I love that, because that's the hood and sports coming together for real. Right? That ain't you trying to pretend you something that you're not. Right? That's what the movies portray. Oh, the Black guy make it, he get a white girl and blah blah blah. No, that's the truth. That's why I love watching sports, because that's the reality slapping you in your face. Because if she wasn't wearing that uniform, then guess what? Y'all would be talking about, oh, that's Black Lives Matter. Well, guess what? It mattered to y'all next week in Tokyo. Yeah. I bet it will then. Oh, okay.
So
yeah, what you got?
My thought process on this is, again, I think it's outstanding. As a pillar in this community, and a 1% of the 1% within the world, within our population that sets an example. I think she set the best example in the world. Like she said, "If you pay me, I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be. You gonna see me for who I am, and you gonna run that check." That's basically what you about to do. And
yeah,
she stood on her, and she stood on the grounds and morals of where she came from. And I think that we forget that that's exactly what we need to do. We need to stand on who we are. And me and myself, I am who I am. I'm 100% authentic you know, Dwayne Antonio Martin. Don't ever say my name like that. But you know, my soldiers see me for
What
who
you
I
trying to
am.
check somebody? What you trying to do?
I
Dwayne
mean, I just
Anthony? No,
no,
just messing.
Dwayne Anthony
no.
Martin. Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Oh,
Your
right.
your
I
initials
don't,
are damn.
I don't,
DAM.
I mean, I don't know who Anthony is, but you
I'm
know what I'm
just playing.
saying.
I
Antonio.
heard you.
Okay,
But
gotcha.
Yes, sir.
my soldiers, see me for who I am. Like my soldiers, I got out of the car one day and I was listening to some music. I think I forgot what I was listening to, but
Okay.
it was hood music basically. It was from my hood. It was from It was basically California West Coast music, and I started sea walking, straight up sea walking, and my soldiers was like, "Sir,"
I
I was like,
I
"What?"
would be saying when they do that. What, you still doing that?
Hey, I mean,
Okay,
I
no problem.
did,
I mean,
but
you you
but
from the old hood. See walking?
yeah, I'm
Ain't
from
that
Oh
Crip
the
my.
walking? You a Crip?
you know.
Okay, okay. Well, no, I don't play with.
Nah,
All right, so listen
but
again. Shout out to Shakari Richardson, ma'am. Good luck.
go out
I
there and
hope you go
smack
down
them
there
folks out there.
and listen and keep running with that tongue all the way out. I mean, I looked at her and I said, "Man, that's my daughter taking them Snapchat pictures out. I don't know what they looking their tongue at." Okay, anyway.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. I mean, give them all that hood, please. Let it.
Hennessy and chicken. Yes, sir.
Hennessy
Yeah,
and
see it.
Okay,
chicken.
let's move on.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
let's get
Let's
to the
move
next
on before Black get
because he over there drinking like. All right, listen. Okay, Bill Maher. If y'all don't know Bill Maher, he is a Caucasian gentleman who has a show on HBO, and he's pretty controversial at times. And the reason why I wanted to bring him up is because Bill Maher made a statement, and I wanted to talk about this because I thought it was interesting. Because this is what I want us as Black people to get to doing. I want us to stop talking to ourselves only. Like we have to listen to white people talk because that's the only way you're gonna be able to get some clarity as far as to how they thinking. And this joker here is thinking he got some funny thinking here. So I just wanted to talk about this. He used the word, he talked about progressophobia. I don't think we have the spelling on there, but it's just a name. And he's talking about the fact that he does. So this goes back to what DJ was playing devil's advocate about. What are you complaining about? Blah, 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 this, that, and the other. Y'all act like they're talking about superheads. I saw that. So,
Yeah, that's a rabbit hole. Don't go down that
yeah,
rabbit hole.
I'm not going
No,
down
no,
there.
no,
You're
no,
not
no.
gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Okay. So this is the thing. Bill Maher wanted to talk about the fact that he doesn't understand why we are so afraid of progression. And so his point is that do we not think that the country has gotten better because Jim Crow is not the rule of choice, or the KKK is no longer wearing white sheets in public, or people are not blowing up Black communities, blah blah blah, this, that, and the other. And he began to say that progressives are having phobias because they don't want things to change. And he was like, he begs to differ that things are changing. And I was like, well, wait a minute, bro. I hear what you're trying to say, but I don't think you understand what you're saying because you're coming at it. This is my problem with his statement, his point of view. And if y'all have ever seen that movie called Vantage Point, if you only saw what happened from one vantage point, you don't get the whole picture. And I think Bill Maher is getting it wrong because he's only looking at it from one vantage point. And that's from a point where your ancestors did not fight in a war and then came home to a place where you couldn't even eat at the same restaurant as the person that you just got through saving their life.
Mm-hmm.
So I really have a problem with that. So Ken, you had a good point about this, and I want to bring it all in, and then we'll have a conversation about it. So
I listened to I watched Bill Maher, and then also because he kind of was calling out Kevin Hart on a statement Kevin Hart was saying that white privilege and all that is at an all-time high. So that was his way of going with this term, this new term that Bill Maher had made up. My thing is, I think it's easy for a white man to come out and make these statements because because he doesn't. Like you just said, Brenton. You're seeing it from his vantage point. You're only looking at it through your lens. So who are you to tell us that it's better than the 60s? Now let's be honest. We all know that obviously we're not getting attacked by dogs anymore.
Right.
We can all drink from the same water fountain. Obviously, common sense. We know that's better. But on the flip side, there still is white privilege is at an all-time high when there's certain situations that we see on a daily basis where a white person can do something and get away with it, and a black person do the same thing and ends up losing his life, or the justice system gives us a harsher sentence due to the fact of certain things that we do. So I think as a white male, him sitting on his pedestal and making this statement, I think he's totally out of touch. And he's not making it any better. He's making it worse.
Right. So before we conversate, let's look at a little bit of what he said just to get some context, and then we'll open up the floor about it.
I'm going to tell you. I know it sounds kind of out of left field, but actually Uncle Joe is pointing liberals towards something they need to be more aware of. They have a bad case of progressivophobia. That's the phrase coined by Steven Pinker to describe a brain disorder that strikes liberals and makes them incapable of recognizing progress. It's like situational blindness, only what you can't see is that your dorm in 2021 is better than the South before the Civil War. If you think America is more racist now than ever, more sexist than before women could vote, and more homophobic than when blowjobs were a felony, you have progressivophobia and should adjust your mask because it's covering your eyes.
Okay. All right. Black, what you think? And
Well, I'm a fan of his show. I watch his show, and I actually had seen that. I didn't recognize the term initially when he said, but I watch his show faithfully, religiously. I think about the movie Malcolm X. There's a scene when Malcolm goes to jail, and before he's converted, and the guy is telling him, to read the dictionary, that you have to go behind the words, that you have to understand what's in this book to understand what's being said. That's why I watch Bill Maher. He's an intellectual. He's an atheist. His girlfriend, he loves black women. He smokes weed. This is his actual personal life. So it's not just he dated Superhead. His current girlfriend is African American too. So now some of the stuff he says, it has some valid points, but I love what you guys are saying. He can only process information through the lens from which he is. He's walking in his own shoes, and he has no other way to see it. He has to appease his base of people who are watching the show, but it's a part of the bigger narrative to erase African American history and pain. And I've been saying this for the last 30 years. It's funny when it comes to African Americans, we're being bombarded and constantly told to forget what happened to us for over 400 years ago. Get over it. We've made a lot of progress. Come on, fella. You guys are working now. You're doing okay now. But we're never to forget what happened in the Holocaust. You know what I'm saying? And so there's always going to be those two vantage points. I love that you use that reference, Brenton, because he can only see it from his vantage point. And I don't care how many black women he be with, how many blunts he roll, you'll never be able to see it from our perspective.
Right.
And that's the plain truth. So I just feel sad and sorry because that's the new narrative that Republicans and this new generation of white people are on, that they want us to forget who we are. It's the second coming of brainwashing, truly. They did it to us when they brought us into this country, and now they're trying to do it to us again.
Exactly.
Thank you, sir.
And-
Thank you, sir. I
And
know you passed
I
that.
have to. I have to. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
No, we were giving thanks to the $9.99.
Oh, I was about to.
Thanks.
I thank
Yes.
to the
Thanks to the
$9.99.
$9.99. Yes, sir. All right.
$9.99.
But yes, go ahead, DA.
I mean, I have to. Don't you do that? That's a family name. But
Okay.
I mean,
Crazy.
I had to agree with my man Lee. Like, why are we making an excuse for subjective appeasement? And then we think about Bill Murray. I don't care if you dated Diana Ross, you're still white.
That's right.
Like, you're still white, man. Like, there's really no getting around it. I don't care
Right.
if you rolled a pound of gas and smoked gas every day of the week. Heck, bro, I don't care if you sat on the block and sold 3 or 4 bricks a day. You're still white.
Still white.
And
but y'all gotta understand, we can't do this without them, y'all.
No, no,
I mean,
I
we're
agree
not
with you,
saying,
Brent. We're not saying
that
that
we can't
but-
do
but
something
who are
without
you-
it, but they couldn't do anything
Yeah.
without us.
But
That's
Wait
what
a
I'm
minute.
doing.
Wait, hold on.
yeah,
Wait,
but who
whenever
you as a white man or white woman to tell me how I'm supposed to view the current state of America?
Exactly.
You don't see it from our viewpoint.
And
Yeah.
it's
Right.
like, if we date, like, prime example, if you date a white woman, the first thing she's gonna tell you is, well, you need to change how you are. You need to stop being so thuggish and all. She's gonna try to change you.
you may want to stop dating them kind of white women. I don't know.
I ain't met no white woman like that.
Black send them some of your white women.
I haven't dated a white woman in forever. But my thing is,
I ain't never dated one, but I don't think them the one they want. But
the point that, to the point of the subject is, where does society continue to get off, and where do they make it okay to forget? You can't forget that. When everything you look at when it comes to the history of the United States had something to do with slavery. The Holocaust happened 3,000 miles across across the world. 3,000 miles.
But they money over here.
To people that looked exactly how they looked.
Yep.
Okay, so this is what I'm telling y'all. This is why I say racism is the pig pen and classism is the real fight. Because if y'all don't know white people, they will forsake their own family over $1. Now that's just real. That's one thing I know about them for sure. That as many jacked up families that I've seen in the Caucasian descent, that daddies done slept with their daughters and their mama still get up and cook breakfast for him, knowing that he in his daughter's room. Listen, y'all, that like if Sha'Carri Richardson
they will cover it up.
Yeah, that's why we need the African American holiday. Wait, what? Because this white privilege. Educates them. That's true, sir. But I think the holidays may be a little superficial, though. You know what I'm saying? But no, and I say this. Wait, you know what?
Symbolic. I think I always say they're symbolic, but that's just my thing.
But you know what? I will say this, Steven. You're right, because and no shade that I'm finna say this. That's how you guys see it. Like, y'all need to see it memorialized so that y'all can keep being y'all can put it in some type of memory. I think that's how y'all understand things. I don't really get y'all 100%, but I do know.
Steven, he your brother. Oh, by the way, Brent, Steven's a brother.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a brother. That's one of my partners.
My bad, dog.
I'm like, bad, I thought he was a brother too.
But it's cool. Well, then, right on, man. Well, then talk to you. Well, now listen, I know he got some of that Caucasian in him, though, because
that's my brother.
Okay, shout out to Steven, man. Appreciate you.
He one of us, bro.
Okay, yes, sir. Well, then I tell you what, man. When you go to work, Doc, tell them, man, that we need them to make sure that when I know DJ, I'm sorry. Man, somebody should have told me, bro. I mean, I like the picture,
my bad, bro.
It's all good. Yeah.
He didn't get. Hey, Ken, you got to make sure you lay down all the ground rules when you invite people.
Listen,
it's like you invite people over your house and say, listen, you didn't tell me you was bringing this guy with you.
Wait, clowning. And Steven, I just want you to know, Black the only one drinking, so I apologize. Because I mean, he done pulled out the glass now and hit it with the wine cooler. That joker gonna book out that moonshine in a minute. Hey, bro, that joker getting full tonight. You hear me? So listen,
I don't know what's in our cups, bro.
Oh yeah,
just thank you.
Man, that look like that malt liquor there up there. What you drinking, All
I'm
right.
drinking
Nah,
water,
That's
bro.
that
I'm
Billy
good.
D. Williams up there. Okay, listen. Okay, so this is what I'm saying though. I really white people they think differently than we do. They compartmentalize differently and they download differently. So I don't know what it is about seeing it on paper or making sure it's something that they celebrate, or I don't know, but maybe this will help them. But we can't stop talking to them, y'all, and we can't just keep trying to demand that they get it. No, let's continue to have intellectual conversations with them so that they will understand. Listen, I had to have a 2-hour conversation with a white couple just to explain to them why I had a problem with black people getting shot versus kids being aborted. They didn't understand the two differences. They
Oh
were
wow,
caught up on the abortion part, but they didn't
wow.
understand that getting shot by black people getting shot was equally a problem.
That's the
oh my
issue we
God, you're
got.
killing
That's
babies.
the
You're
issue
gonna
we
kill
Wow.
got
Yeah.
right
baby.
there. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm just
Wow.
The
saying,
baby
like,
doesn't
so
even have a life.
you are
Yep.
drinking, aren't you? You are
No.
drinking. No, I'm just messing with you.
But I mean,
So
that's
that's I'm with you. So that's real talk, y'all. That's it in a nutshell. I just want us to make sure that we understand that this thing is real, and we got to keep talking to them. And when they come up with words, let's not dismiss them, but let's make sure that we are. But we got to know our own history, right? So
Yeah.
don't be like y'all. Wake up in that Black History class now. Start cutting up, man. All right, man. That's a good topic. What we got? Oh, look at him. He up next, man. Go get it, big dog. What are we talking about?
Well, we're gonna lighten it up real quick. We're gonna talk about
Okay.
our
Yes,
TFG
sir.
Sports Fantasy Football League.
Please do.
Man, what is it? June 21st? Oh, it's getting close,
Mm-hmm.
guys.
It is.
We got our TFG Fantasy Football League. We need you to send that entry fee of $50 via Cash App
Speedy.
to money Jaquithia Sims, you know, the money sign, and then in the memo field put your email address and TFG Fantasy Football. Check your email for invite to join league, and once you get that, we in and we good to go. Now all funds must be in, not they have to be in by July 31st, no exceptions. So we need you guys to do that. We're gonna have 2 leagues, 24 people in each league, 12 in League 1, 12 in League 2. Our live draft is going to be August the 10th at 7:15 p.m. Central. Yours truly, myself, Kendrick, and TFG media personality Charles Moore, who
Charles
is our
Moore.
TFG fantasy football expert, will join me. We're going to have some fun. Make sure you bring your drinks, your popcorn, and all that good stuff. We're going to have a good time. Now, we're going to do the second league draft that following week, August 17th, 7:15 p.m. Central. Same thing. Me, Charles Moore, we're going to have some fun with it. Now, the first 24 people to Cash App your entry fee of $50 will get in. Now, we need that ASAP. Remember, deadline is July 31st. Got to have that $50 in. Now, first place winner, $200. Second place, $125. Third place, $75. And fourth place, $50. And my man Brenton Haynes has already said he's taking everybody's money.
Everybody's
And we
playing for
already
second.
know that is not the truth. So get in where you fit in, like my
Listen.
boy Too Short used to say. Get in where you fit in.
Man.
And ladies, this is for you too.
Yeah.
It ain't
Oh,
just
yeah.
all the men. We
Yes.
want you ladies. If you know, I know a lot of ladies know they fantasy football stuff. So come
They
on
do.
in and get in with this, and we're gonna have a good time. So that's our TFG fantasy football wrap up. Now we getting ready to go to a story that I think we all can relate to, and it's really dealing with cancel culture. Now, if you all watch Inside the NBA, you're all familiar with Inside the NBA with TNT, with Charles Barkley, Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. They've been together. That show's been on long time now. Charles Barkley's been with the show for almost 20 years now. I think he joined the staff in 2000. Charles Barkley has said that after his contract ends, which is in 2 years, he's done. He's leaving because of cancel culture. And the reason why he's saying that is because he feels like you can't say what you want to say anymore. Like if you say anything disparaging, if you joke around, people cancel you. He said the higher ups in management won't allow them, has muzzled them a little bit. They can't have the fun and do all the little things they used to do on the show. And my question is there really a cancel culture now? when it comes to media and talking about sports and just people in general. I want to get you guys' take on that. Is there a cancel culture? Do you believe that?
Heck yeah, yeah. It's
Go
called
ahead,
That's all you got?
censorship.
I
It's
was
called
gonna say, that's all you
censorship.
got?
If I can't be myself, it's a talk. It's a show. You know, you have to have your personality in something that you love. So if I'm gonna sit up here and be like, well, you know, they dunked the ball really well and they shot threes and that. No, you gotta have fun. Like Charles Barkley has always been an outspoken person. Ever since I was a kid and he was playing for the Phoenix Suns, well, the 76ers and then the Phoenix Suns and then the Houston Rockets.
True, DJ.
He has always said everything that he has wanted to say on his mind. So why at this stage in his life are you trying to cancel or you trying to censor what he says and what he does? Why are you trying to change the show that is, you know, it's getting you looks, it's getting you, you know, saying that peak airtime? It's the NBA. It's bad enough we had all these issues with COVID and everything else going on, and then now you're trying to shut down. It's another way to control black
Okay.
folks.
Let me ask you this now. I'm just being devil's advocate. Now, I don't know, you know, Charles has this thing that he talks about San Antonio women. Y'all know that?
I love
He
it.
said there's
Oh,
some
yeah.
big fat women. He talks about there's some big fat women in San Antonio. They talk about
But I
that.
mean,
And he said, I'm just saying now,
Okay.
there's some women. I mean, is that offensive? Or is it in fun? I'm
I
just
mean,
saying.
we don't know because I mean he could be saying it's some big fat women in San Antonio because they got some fat booties. They might have some fat, you know, something, you know.
That ain't what he was
But
talking about though.
Right. Go on, Lee Barkley.
What you think, Lee?
Well, I've been following him for a while, and he definitely not talking about that fat booty. But the thing of it is, he even admitted that this is in jest. In fact, they love when he comes to San Antonio. He's like the villain. The
Yeah.
same way Stephen A. Smith talks hilariously wretched
Ram
about the
pride.
Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
And then they look forward to him coming there. But we as a nation, we've become way too sensitive.
Yeah, man.
Sensitized. Everything now is so politically correct. And I feel his pain because the very thing that made him the most lovable commentator is now being used against him. The Me Too movement, the modern day McCarthyism is allowing people to go back and look at what you might have tweeted 10 years ago when you was a different person. DJ talked about how comedy has changed. Comedy was once that place where the ultimate truths could be talked about. You could talk about somebody that was handicapped or white, black, nothing was off limits, but we're there now. And the fact that we're all sitting here on this medium talking, we run the danger of, let's be honest, the bigger we get, I hope that one day TFG tonight really does hit the heights of the Breakfast Club, because we're better than them. I'm gonna say
Yes,
that
sir.
right now. Number
Yes,
one,
sir.
we're better than them.
Yes,
Real
sir.
talk.
Charlamagne ain't got nothing on me.
Because we talking real shit. But
Yeah.
the problem with that is, guess what? If we ever hit that level, the danger is that somebody could go back and say, well, you know what? Let's pull up some posts that Lee made 5 years ago,
My
or
goodness.
Dwayne made, or this and that. And so there is a real cancel culture. I call my show Real Talk for Real Men, shameless plug, because you're not gonna get a chance to call me out. I'm gonna call my damn self out. I am an opinionated SOB. I am a chauvinist, and I like snatching, drinking. Now go tell that.
My guy, Lee Harlan Black. That's my guy. What
I'm
you
telling
think,
you.
Brent? What
So
you
this
think,
is
man?
for me, man. Like the reality of this moment is that change is inevitable, but the problem is some change is not, it's not warranted. And I'll say it like this: we are trying to bring morality as flawed people. It's impossible for flawed people to then gauge morality, because that's why we keep fighting, right? That's why everything is offensive, right? Because if you line 10 people up and they have 10 different perspectives, then they will be offended by 10 different things. Why? Because we all grew up differently. That's why everybody don't like the Whopper. Everybody don't like the Big Mac. You just have your preferences, but you cannot play moral police when we have flawed characters. And that's my issue, right? If you don't know Charles Barkley, that's why you take offense to Charles Barkley, because he don't mean nothing by what he's saying. Now, again, you can take that the wrong way because flawed people have taken their charisma and they have done bad things to people, like Bill Cosby, right? So you can't. Everybody's always going to hold others up versus giving everybody their own space. And that's the problem for me. Like, I think Charles is funny. I think it only makes it, the show is only good because and this show is only good because we are allowed to be ourselves. Now, the moment that money get more important to you, then that's that's when you're gonna be like what they. That's why we celebrated Miss Richardson, because guess what? That money not making her no different. You know what I'm saying? She's still gonna get them $18 nails filled in every other Friday at the Asian store on the corner. You know what I'm saying? Shout out, man. Lamb Levity. Appreciate that. I hope that was for me, man.
You, brother.
100. Appreciate that, brother.
Man.
Well,
I would say this. My take is, I think I think we all probably sometimes have to kind of because there's some things that I really want to say and I have to pump my brakes because I'll be like, I may not. Yeah, let me be cool on that. So I mean, but I still think we got to be ourselves, and that's authenticity. Yes. So people can tell when you being you and when you're not. So I mean, like, yo, that's Charles, right. I hate that you're gonna leave. I think some of the stuff you say is crazy, it's outlandish. Yes. It don't make no damn sense, but it's you. So that's what we like about it, because it's you. So
that's it, man.
It is what it is. All right, my next one, guys, y'all, Texas governor, Governor Greg Abbott's at it again. He's at it again. He signed a law that's going to require sports teams to play the national anthem before every home game. Now, if they don't play the national anthem before every home game, they could lose government funding. Now, a lot of people don't know. A lot of these professional teams in all states, a lot of times they're funding these stadiums that they build. It's built for government money. It's leased technically.
Yeah, but that's Arlington with Jerry.
Jerry Jones put in on it, but he didn't put the majority on it. So y'all got to remember that. So a lot of people don't know that. So Governor Abbott signed a bill last week that's going to require all professional teams in Texas to play the national anthem before home games. But I want y'all to hear the third verse of the national anthem. And I want you to listen to this third verse. Even though they edited this out, I want y'all to listen to this third verse of the national anthem. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror or flight or the gloom of the grave. And the star-spangled banner in triumph doth wave, or the land of the free and the home of the brave. That's the third stanza of the national anthem. All right, guys, what y'all think about that? What y'all think about Governor Abbott and this national anthem?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm going to say this. The rest of it I can't really speak on, but Governor Abbott can kiss my ass. Oh,
wait a minute. What DJ say when he stand up? Man, that's funny. Right. Yes.
Dude,
okay.
I'm with DJ. Stand up person.
Well, you got to get up under that chair and do that, though. So, oh no, you said he can kiss yours. I'm sorry.
He can kiss my ass.
Okay, just make sure you kneel, get on your butt. Okay. Yes. To be honest with you, for me, Greg Abbott is literally what we're trying to tell Bill Maher. Yeah, the progression is there, but the problem is it's going in a circle. So, listen, the difference between a ball revolving in the earth is just how many times it revolves in an hour. That's it. So whether you think we're progressing, I'm telling you, we are running in a circle. So whether they got white sheets on now or they have on a badge and a billy club, the mentality hasn't changed. So whether they've moved from, the school district to now the Capitol, the mentality is still the same. So that's the problem, right? Is that they're trying to force our hand by using the money. That's why I want us to get to a place, y'all, where the money is not our reason for doing what we're doing, because that's how they're going to enslave you again, right? They're going to make you work so hard for this dollar that don't have no value beyond the value that they put on it, right? That's it. They a dollar bill. Okay, I don't want to take that rabbit hole, but anyway, I'm just saying that that's the whole point, right? Like what we're talking about as far as like how they're censoring hosts. They can only do that when money is involved. Because I promise you, Charles Barkley would give 2 cents about whatever. That's why he ain't up and left now. He said, "Well, I'll leave after my contract because y'all don't run me my money, right? Y'all don't get rid of me because then your ratings gonna go down." So that's just it for me. Greg just doing what he's supposed to do and use the money, and
right. Yeah, and this bill only came about because in February the Mavericks weren't playing the national anthem before their home games, their first 13 games, and so Republicans, they got wind of that, and then it's, oh, wait a minute, the Mavericks are playing in the least stadium that's government funded, so we're not gonna have that. So it's politics, and they always say no, politics and sports shouldn't be together. When Kaepernick was kneeling, it's don't mix but when it's money in politics and sports, we got a problem with that.
Yep.
Anyway, when you cutting into that check.
Yep.
So you left it where I was going. Don't be distracted, people. This is politics at its finest. It's no coincidence that the governor of Texas is doing this. Likely to be followed by maybe Florida, maybe Georgia, Arizona.
The normal culprits. Yep.
Yeah.
Look, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Here, even though I despise all politicians, I think they're all crooks. They're crooked as a hind dog's leg. Having said that, for the Democrats, I hope they're smart enough to recognize the tactic here, and that don't get distracted away from what they're trying to do. If they're throwing everything but the kitchen sink at these things so that we won't deal with the real issues. And we talked about the top of this show, police reform. We have real problems that need to be tackled by real people. I personally don't give 2 damns about whether they play the anthem or not. The reality is, let's say they do play the anthem, I could care less if they make it a moratorium across the whole thing. You know what? You as an individual, you still can kneel. And you can respectfully protest in your own way. Don't get distracted and pulled away from bigger issues. So if you want to make this about some song being played, fine. We'll give you that. Stay on that ass about the real issues.
There you go.
Spoken like a true black.
And this goes into effect September 1st. So after September 1st, this is law.
Of course. Look at when they did it too. Of course, they're gonna put it in effect September 1st, right before Labor Day and right before 9/11, so he can be made to look like he's doing something for America. Man, if you don't go sit your cripple behind somewhere.
Okay.
Oh, believe me, he's sitting.
I'm sorry, my bad. If you don't roll your behind somewhere, no pun intended.
Well, I'll say this: he got a lot of pressure, man, because there's somebody that's finna run against him this next election, and he's a lot more conservative. Matter of fact, they really coming for old Abbott, man, because they feel like he's not doing enough, and so that's kind of why he's doing all this extra stuff. Because it's a young man. Well, not for you. I'm talking about for his base. They want him to do more, and so it's some guy. I can't think of his name. Hilton something. It's some dude. He coming for him.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, he's even more. Yeah, he's even more conservative.
Yeah,
than
more.
He is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. All right, man. Appreciate that segment, brother. For sure. What we got? HOA and the pride flag. So listen. Let's get to this real quick, and we'll move on. So this HOA, which I made sure I didn't move into a community that had an HOA because I'm just not gonna play that game, man. You're not telling me how high my grass got to be. You got your mind, boy. So the HOA got a problem with a same-sex couple putting their flag out on their mailbox for the month of June. And they say they're gonna charge them $15 or $50 every day that they leave it out there.
It's $50. Yeah, $50.
Yeah, $50. And they said they wasn't gonna take it down till the 30th. and so the HOA is charging them. Now, it's not so much as I'm disgusted with them dealing with the people with the pride flag. I'm more disgusted at, again, this narrative of control that this country is just obsessed with, right? And it's not just black people, right? It's not even just white people, because that's what I'm saying. When you have a white person that has more money than another white person, guess what? They're going to treat them exactly the same as they treat us. The reason why it bothers us even the more is because the people that get treated the same way and they white, they turn around and look at us, oh, you black. So now I got, well, you dumb. We both getting mistreated, fool. Right. So what kind of sense does that make for you to have a problem with me when the HOA person have a problem with us? It's just dumb. So my thing is, what do y'all think about this whole HOA thing? Ain't this just like a subdivision of this classism, like that old video where the teacher showing the kids with the gray shirt on and the red shirt on, and the gray kids they do better than the red kids, and it literally created this friction with those kids. Like, what's the point of an HOA, and why do we need all this control over people? Like, I don't understand that. What's the point about all that, man? So, yeah, go ahead, Black.
So my opinion may not be popular on this.
It probably ain't.
I know.
Mine may not be
Now,
either,
is it control and is it trifling? Absolutely. But at the same time, I'm an advocate of the rules being the rules when it comes to certain things. You know, I have an issue when people want to buck the system sometimes when it's unnecessary. If that's their rule, and my only problem would be if that you didn't put that in the bylaws or the rules before I moved in. Right. Adding shit secondhand, now we got a problem.
Right.
But my thing is, if unanimously, if that's the rule, if there is some rule in there where standing out as an individual, if it's violating some rule like that, the reason why I'm saying it that way, I think about one of my favorite shows, Fraser Crane, you know, and he lives in his high-rise apartment, and there was an episode where he wanted to hang a certain kind of wreath on his door, and he had to go to the committee and they had to vote on it, and according to their bylaws, they like a uniform look about certain things. My thing is, we not only do we live in cancel culture, we also live in a culture now where people want to challenge every damn little thing. Sometimes the rules is the rules.
Yes, sir.
You know, when you go to I used to be a clubber. When I was a young man, you go up to the door, they say, no t-shirt, no hats, you can't get in. We live in a culture now where people want to challenge that. How come you won't let me in? My hat costs this much. The rules is the damn rules. If they say you need to be 25 to get in, 33 to get in, that's their club. The reality is they are able to set those rules, go somewhere else. So you know what? My thing is, and it's going to be awkward for me because of my topic coming up too, but don't keep shoving everything in my face. I am tired to a certain extent of the whole pride and the gay thing. Everything is gay. Don't shove it in my face to the point where I got to accept you. You want to be gay behind closed doors. You ain't got to make everybody know all about your goddamn business. And if those people don't want you hanging that flag, then take it down.
At least wait till you get drunk and then listen. Make sure if he's sober, he ain't fooling with you. That's what he said. You know, my thing is, I see you, Brittany. You know what I'm saying? Because you're right. Because even in my community, when I see somebody that's doing something that's like, and where's the HOA guy when you need him? It's just like, I get it. You know. So you're right, Black, and I'm with you on that. It's just the fact that I don't know. Maybe it's just my thing. I don't want nobody. I mean, just okay, right. So yeah, but I mean that's just how we are naturally as human beings, right? Somebody say you can either sit down now.
Right. Well,
like
right.
I'm gonna stand up. and working 8 hours, right? Yeah, I get it. So that's just where I am with all that. All right, man. That's good.
I agree with Black. I just real quick. I just think in this situation, you know what the HOA, you know what you signed. You signed the lease. You know what they said. No flag.
That is true.
So
you're right.
You signed it. You read it in fine print. So just take your flag down. Quit trying to get special treatment. That's the only thing that I hate sometimes with the LGBT community. Y'all always want to get special treatment. No, it says no flags unless it's an American flag. Take your flag down. Don't make no
That's
big
Right.
hoodoo
Yeah.
out of it. So
It's
anyway.
their country. They're gonna do what they won't do. Here it is.
Here we
It's
go.
about that time, man. Let
I
me
told
holler
y'all,
at them
y'all put
about.
me in an awkward moment.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because
Privilege,
it's
pride.
Oh, it
subject
ain't like you ain't been in an awkward moment before, Black. Stop it. Stop it,
Exactly.
Marlon. You done been in an awkward moment before.
Yeah, he told you was
Absolutely.
saved.
Position too.
He said he was saved
Absolutely.
last week. Now I think he's saved.
Absolutely. So what
Doesn't
I'm
matter.
talking about this week is privileged pride. We know this is Pride Month. I'm gonna keep it short, folks. And so this is not anything negative about Pride Month. They gave y'all your time the same way they give us our time, like when we have Black History Month. And so this is y'all month. God bless you. Again, do with it what you will. What got my
That's an
ire this
oxymoron.
time was Paris Jackson, Michael Jackson's daughter. Let's start there. His daughter. Okay. She went 5 days ago. She went on the Red Table Talk Show with Will Smith's daughter, Willow Smith. And these two young ladies sat down. They had this conversation, and it turned to all of Paris Jackson's struggles. And she talked about her past attempts to end her own life. And I want to read a couple of statements to you guys real quickly. She says, a lot of people do feel regret when they try and attempt suicide. There have been times when I did and times where I didn't, where I was upset that it didn't work. But I can say several years later that I'm really grateful that it didn't. Things have gotten better rather. She goes on to talk about how she wanted to kill herself every day, and people told her to do it. And she realized at some point it just wasn't meant to be. That maybe she said, okay, I've tried and tried and tried. It's just not working. Maybe it's not my time, and that sucks. She go on to talk about how she stares in the mirror and she affirms how beautiful she is and how she needs to live. And then she throws in, of course, her bisexuality. And that is what's applauded.
That's
And
Paris.
so when I think of
Paris is bisexual.
yes, and that's where I'm going, and that's where I'm going with this. And that's where I'm going with this, because she talked about how difficult it was to come out and be bisexual in the Jackson family. In case you don't know, Mama Jackson is a Jehovah's Witness, and they got their views, but it's really so tough for me. And oh my God, I have to recognize myself for the first time in 10 years. That's what she literally said. She said that this practice led her to recognize herself for the first time in 10 years. You nasty, filthy, no good hole you. You've been raised in total privilege. And you out here denigrating people who have real problems dealing with suicide and mental illness. And I'm so sick of you celebrities jumping on this bandwagon. Gay people have enough trouble as it is. They don't need your damn help for you jumping in there. So for Dwayne Wade's son, Willow Smith, who's polyamorous, you got Angelina Jolie and Madonna, what they fucked up, what they messed up kids. The Bachelor, he waited till all of a sudden he got a little fame, and now he went, oh my God, this blah, blah, blah. Lil Nas X, I'm tired of you using your privilege to jump on the bandwagon. Be rich, be famous, and leave them damn gay people alone and let them have their time.
Wait, they done crashed the party, Doc?
Oh my God.
They crashing the party, Doc?
Oh my
Oh
God.
man, listen, I didn't know that. Wait, now listen, have you ever heard of pansexual?
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard all that.
Oh my goodness, man. I was just like, come on, man.
That's that's too many. It's too many out there for me.
Yeah,
I
man,
can't
listen,
keep up with them. So I
give
don't
me
know.
Mighty Mouse. Give me Danger Mouse back.
Not Mighty Mouse.
Come on, man. Listen, Speedy Gonzalez. Let me just have the little rodents. All right, I'll take them. My goodness, at least they knew they was rats, right? Okay, all right, okay. Anyway, y'all know what time it is. Yes, sir. The king himself, DA King Rejects. What you got, Noble? I'm just teasing.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye.
Yes.
The king
Here we
go. The king has sat back on his throne and watched from afar the peasants and the subpar.
I'm telling you. Hey, make sure you read the comments this week.
And this week's topic of discussion, from what I hear from my constituents, is they want to get rid of Father's Day to make it about the mothers and the gay people again.
What?
First of all, pump your motherfucking brakes.
Okay.
You will not disrespect fathers out here in this world. I get it. There are some deadbeat fathers. There are some men that just don't even care. They got like 19 kids and they're like, all right, whatever. I only care about 3 of them. But the fact that you have the unmitigated gall to open your mouth and try to say that one, mother should trump fathers, and then 2, homosexuals should trump Father's Day, or same-sex marriages should have Father's Day instead of fathers having Father's Day. I'm gonna need you to go sit down somewhere over there. Just because you didn't get married to a man or didn't get married to a woman and you're playing with each other, meaning like you're either scissoring or going up to somebody, all that good stuff, doesn't mean that you get Father's Day. Doesn't at all. Because last time I checked, it takes a man to help create a child. It is not 2 men, it's not 2 women. It's a man and a woman, doing XY chromosomes, horizontal mammo, whatever, whatever you need to do, sperm, fertilized egg. Stop this. Stop trying to find ways to demoralize men. And it's particularly done to African American males. This topic was brought up by, no offense, women, by a black woman, and she wanted to disregard Father's Day. Bad enough we don't get any other credit throughout the year, but this is one day that we get. One day that's supposed to be ours. And half the time we can't even get that. Why? Because we got to go do 20,000 other things for the wife or the girlfriend or whatever. And it's like, well, dang, can I get something for Father's Day? What you want for Father's Day? But let us miss Mother's Day. Let us try to replace Mother's Day. It's going to be a whole new set of problems. So the king says this to all the paupers out there. Stay in your lane. You're not getting Father's Day taken away. And if you wanna feel special, then marry a man. Marry a woman. Don't marry a dog on the same sex because it don't freaking matter. All right. Good night. The king will go back to his throne. Here you
Thank
are.
you.
Hold on.
Thank you, sir.
Wait. I gotta say this. How did he say this? And I'm gonna say this. So let it be written. So let it be done.
Let it be done.
All right.
There you go.
All right.
Thank you, Kane. And that came from a degree professional, y'all.
The king has spoken.
Yes, sir. Where is Simi and and Hakeem? Where y'all at? Come on, boys. Listen, man, gentlemen, I appreciate y'all this Monday, man. Shout out to everybody, Lamb Levity Town Talks. Thank y'all so much for supporting TFG tonight. Listen, man, y'all show Ruth some love in the comments, man, so she can come back and read it.
We miss you,
Ruth.
We miss you today, and you know what I'm saying, all that hollering you be doing on here, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? We save space for you. But y'all know what time it is, y'all. It's time for these final thoughts. And we're gonna start with Brother Ken this morning, man. Ken, let them know, man, what your final thought is, brother.
I'm gonna let them know. I want us to do a little bit of research. I want to do our people that's watching to go back and kind of pull up something different in your music category. Because even though June is Pride Month, do y'all know that June is also actually Black Music Month? I bet you probably don't remember that, because guess what? You probably hadn't heard much about that. But June has been Black Music Month since 1979. It became Black Music Month under Jimmy Carter's administration. It eventually got a presidential proclamation in 2000 under the Bush administration. And then in 2009, President Barack Obama would rename it African American Music Appreciation Month. Now let's go and keep it real. Our music is the blueprint of America. From slavery times, when our ancestors were singing Negro spirituals, from blues, from jazz, from gospel, we have had our footprint in music since the beginning of time. So I
do see the black in him now, bro. He do look black.
That's my boy. So I want all my brothers and sisters this week, go listen to some historic musical imprints from the Motown sound, from some blues artists, from Robert Johnson to B.B. King to some gospel artists. Sam Cooke, Soul Stirrers, even though he started in gospel. Let's celebrate our history, because you know what? We have our fingerprints on everything that is in this country. So let's not forget, this is Black African American History Appreciation Month. Those are my final thoughts.
That's it, sir. That's it. King, you got something else for us?
So my final thoughts are be authentic to yourself. Like I said last week, I think I put it out there. Be authentic to who you are. I think you know, we have some awesome people in this world who are unapologetically themselves. Be unapologetically yourself. Don't worry about what the next person got to say about you. Why? Because you're always gonna have 100 haters for every one follower. All right. Enjoy the haters. And when you see a hater, tell them don't be free to hate on me. Look at me, I'm luxurious. Everywhere I go, everything I do, you want to be like me. Let me give you this blueprint. Maybe you'll make it there one day. Because while I'm sitting on top of my throne with my leg crossed, drinking my sipping my tea and sipping my wine, you crying and you want to be so divine. But hey, I mean, I ain't got really nothing to say but on that. But you know, just love yourself, be apologetically you, and you know, the king is out. Back on my throne, doing my thing.
The King with the spoken word. Was those bars you was spitting, Doc? Yeah, all right.
He
Appreciate it.
A quick 16.
Yeah, he did. Now listen, Jack Daniel himself. Let him know what's your final thoughts, Doc. Listen, that brother been drinking tonight.
Jack Daniel.
He been
I'm feeling
drinking
good,
today.
y'all.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
feeling
he
good.
is. Yes, he is.
It's been a long Monday. I'm gonna say this: we in the midst of cancel culture, political correctness, the political climate. So many things are against us. They're out here to take our lives, Black men. We got to wait this out, you know. And I'm gonna leave my last thought on the relations between men and women. Right now, we're not holding the cards, brothers. We not doing the choosing. We getting chosen. In another couple of weeks, Sha'Carri, she gonna have endorsement deals. So while you got a couple of weeks, get you some Hennessy, get you some chicken, and put them legs back, y'all.
Oh my God.
Boy, I knew where you was going as soon as you said that. You a mess, dude. Man, listen. Shout out to that wine cooler, because that ain't too that dog. Listen, y'all. I'll tell y'all. All right. Man, listen, I just want to say, Stephen, appreciate your brother coming on, man, and thank you. I hope to see you next Monday for sure, man, because that's what we're going to do every Monday, man. We're going to bring in the funk, the fire, and the desire, as the black music man himself would say, Rick James. Fire.
Wow.
Right.
Yes, sir. All right, so listen, my final thought, y'all, is this. You know, the advice that we've heard from time past, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Y'all remember that?
That's right.
All right, I want y'all to take a look at this. So my problem with that statement is, listen, the advice is good advice, but what's better is that all good advice ain't meant for every situation. So somebody told that brother he want him to try to run through that doggone wall, and he did not succeed. And guess what, y'all? He tried it again. That's it. So all I'm saying, y'all, yes, sir, he was. It don't matter how many times that clown tried to knock that thing over. Somebody should have told that fool that ain't for you, Doc. Like,
this ain't your
all good
ain't your
advice.
cup of tea, bro.
No, all good advice ain't meant for everybody for every situation. So remember that. Take the advice you need for the situation you're in, and make sure it's the right moment. That's it. That's Black. That's King. That's Ken. We'll see y'all next Monday. We out.
Holla at you.